Hi, so it's Friday, what I call self-care Friday because I don't work on Fridays. Well, maybe not entirely true. Sometimes I do see a client or two on Fridays, but it's totally my choice. Um, Otherwise, I call it self-care Fridays. So, what do you do for self-care? I like to do several things. One is I pull a tarot card, which I'm going to do, and I use, well, lately I've been using a lot this deck. That's great English. Quite often I've been using This Might Hurt Tarot deck. It is the best. Isabella Rotman. Um, Cannot get enough of this deck. If you've used it and you like it, comment down below. The imagery in this, I'm gonna get a little closer here. The imagery and the white book that comes with it, which I can pull out a little bit, are so inclusive of people from different walks of life and more reflective of the society we live in today. And I really enjoy that. So that's one thing I do. And another thing I do, other than, get a tarot card out for myself, is usually on Fridays, or every other Friday at least, I like to do a sensory deprivation tank. I don't know if you have heard of that, know what it is, or do that yourself. But it's something I do for my own self care. I'll talk a little bit about it. So, sensory deprivation tank, or there's another name for it, which is kind of escaping me right now, but you you go and it's a pod, at least the one I go to, is a pod that kind of looks like this, like a clam shell. It's filled with water, that's that body temperature, and a lot of salt. Like think Dead Sea, um, salination heavy salt. So much so that your body naturally floats. You don't even have to know how to swim to float in this float tank. That's the other name for it, float tank. You don't have to know how to swim. You just lay back, and the water to salt ratio is enough that your body is naturally supported. The water and salt are at body temperature, so that you can't really tell where your body ends and the water begins. So you don't have a feeling of the difference between your body and the liquid. Now, sensory deprivation, right? So you think hearing, seeing, feeling, taste, touch, all of that. Obviously, if you got some on your tongue, you would taste the salt. But the whole purpose of the sensory deprivation tank is to reduce sensory input. Um, so different people prefer different levels of sensory input. For me, I prefer down, right? Like none, little to none. So you can choose how much light you have in the room. I prefer all the lights off. You can choose how much light is in your pod. I prefer no light. They have not neon lights, but like different color rainbow lights, I suppose you can call it, within the tank. They're very muted and you can have them completely off. Obviously, my choice. You can have them on one color at a low light or gently um, like changing from one color to another. Um, you can have them, I don't know, and I don't know all the choices to be 100% honest because I have never chosen to have any of the lights. So I don't want to be a liar and tell you. I just know that you can have the lights on, off, going between different colors, or just staying on one color. I think there's even a choice to have just a low white light music. So there is a choice to have music. They have a list of different types of music, low level in the background. For a small added fee, they have a bit more extended list of music that you can choose to have. There's that. And also, you can bring your own music. So they sell there, or you can bring your own headphones that are waterproof and listen to your own like Spotify music because they do have Wi-Fi available, or to like your Apple playlist or whatever. So I don't do that either, as I'm sure you could guess from my intro and the fact that I like complete, sensory deprivation. So there's that option. The pot itself can be all the way closed. What I like, open a little, open all the way, anywhere in between the um, open to close as much as you want or don't. So there's that. Um, so studies have shown like what's the point of a sensory deprivation tank? Like why would you do this, right? So there have literally been studies that have shown people who use it, especially over time, and the more that you use it, the better increase there is in a reduction in the various things like anxiety. You have a reduction in depression, although the bigger reduction is in anxiety. Do I have anxiety? I was kind of an anxious child, I would say. Pretty shy. I was always really shy. Didn't really necessarily want to be in school. Would stay home with my mother as much as I could. I would hide from my siblings in the bathroom and hang out with my little um, headphones, listen to music, play my little handheld video game. Gen X, what can I say? We were the video game generation. Uh, read a lot, hide undercover, read. Um, so I kind of really always liked to be away. Being around kids or other people a lot really raised my anxiety level. I would say quite a bit. So there was always that. So I just really enjoy I have an intense job. I'm a counselor. I am with people quite a lot as they, need someone to walk with them through their anxiety, depression, PTSD, maybe personality disorders, or just emotional lability, things like that, which I actually really love quite a lot. But I find that at the end of the week, what I really need is just some downtime. So for me, there's that. Um, there's also been shown efficacy in reduction of PTSD symptoms. It's what we call somatic therapy. Somatic meaning body work therapy, which can be anything from massages, acupuncture, yoga nidra. So any type of body work you can think of, reflexology would be helpful. Any of those things can really help reduce the stress that modern day bodies go through, let's say, minds and bodies. So that's my self-care strategies on Fridays. And I like to pull myself. I try to do it daily, a tarot card. And am I using it to predict the future? No, especially not daily. Am I using it to tell me what choices to make in life? No, especially not daily. I use it more of this is the energy I'm going to embody for the day. This is the energy, I'm going to kind of look at and channel a lot of these, many positive qualities. they give you something to think about, to connect to, and to find it a fun way just to kind of center myself at the beginning of the day. So here we are on Friday. It's not necessarily the beginning of the day, but that's what I would just share my process. So this might hurt tarot deck. I do have a website. It's gardenofathena.com. And we do actually, I sell this on my website. Now, the white book for this, I love that it's 4-color. I used to be a graphic artist for an advertising company. You can tell sometimes in my language, color, font, blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean? M space, N space. Anyway, I love that it's 4-color. That each card is really given some development time here in the book. So working with this deck has been fun. And another thing I've been working with lately is this book, The Inner Tarot. Now, I don't offer this on my website. I really wish I was able to, but I got this on Amazon by Kate Van Horn. I watched her over time kind of developing this on her own Instagram and website. She worked really hard on it. I'll read you a little blurb off the back. Kate Van Horn is a tarot reader, psychic, and spiritual mentor. She's a 500-hour registered yoga teacher and certified intuitive healer. So, I have read tarot for quite a long time. I, pull my own cards. I do it for family, friends. I also do it for people online. And I always appreciate other people who do it as well. And I love her perspective. So I got this book after hearing her poetic perspective. I love poetry. I love writing poetry. I love art, creating art, using tarot as a inspiration. And I love her take. So what I've been doing is I journal in the mornings before I start seeing clients during the day. I'll pull a card, I'll look through here, read it, and journal about that, journal some gratitude, thankfulness, and then kind of think about how this card, I can embody it during the day. So I want to share a little bit of that with you now. And also talk a little bit about one of my self-care practices. Have you yourself ever done a float tank or deprivation tank? Have you thought about it? Did you know about it? Have you tried it? What do you think about it? Is it something that you would try? Love if you would comment down below. Also, like this video and maybe subscribe to my channel. Also, get this deck. It's a great deck. All right, let's see what comes up here for me. Okay, wow, that was quick. Pentacles. I love Pentacles so much. So what came up is 3 of Pentacles. This is a great card. I love the suit of Pentacles. It's my favorite. My card within the whole deck of tarots happens to be Queen of Pentacles. Love it. I'm not an earth sign. I'm a Libra air sign, but I still consider Queen of Pentacles my gal. All right. So 3 of Pentacles. Always like to look for a minute before I read her interpretation of it. I'll show it to you again here. Isn't that great? All right. Let's see what she got to say about 3 of Pentacles. And in her book, by the way, the major arcana falls at the end rather than the beginning, as so many do. And she organizes the book a little differently, which we can talk about it at another time if I do an actual review of this book, which I should. Quite frankly, it's so good. Pentacles, Swords, Cups. Come on, Pentacles. Okay. I'm sorry, it's taking me just a minute. I didn't have this planned out. 6, 5, 4, and 3. So here she has the Three of Pentacles. As you can see, she calls it in my body. Was I not just talking about being in my body? Which is what good self-care and a somatic self-care practice does. It puts us back in our body rather than pushing things away, right? So her quote for Three of Pentacles. I could use your help. Used to feel as vulnerable as professing my love, admitting defeat, or saying I'm sorry. Healing required me to ask for the support I didn't believe I deserved. The friends, the lovers, the family kept showing up for me as I kept breaking down to rebuild. Now, this card, it classically points us towards team, right? Team building, teamwork, um, collaboration, different points of view. I like to think of it as like I can't think of the word. It's just not quite coming to me, but like diversity, that's the word. Diversity. Now, this isn't quite necessarily showing diversity, but we need diversity in our lives, in our work, in our uh, planning and planting type of situations. So, keywords collecting knowledge, progressing towards work and goals, collaboration, teamwork, utilizing resources, seeking support and knowledge of others, studying, and self betterment. Okay, so meaning. We are constantly learning and experiencing new things, even unintentionally. Sometimes we absorb new information simply through observation. The Three of Pentacles asks us to put forth a more conscious effort to improve, act on, and utilize others' perspectives to enhance our own. And that's so true. If all we ever do is take things from our own perspective, look at our own view, stay in our own echo chamber, which happens quite a bit these days. Uh, get back, yes, 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 that's right. Here's another perspective on the same idea. We never learn to grow as people. We need other perspectives on issues, thoughts, ideas. Okay. So we must lean on the skills and expertise of others to tap into and develop our talents. We can be inspired by others walking on their paths towards mastery and purpose and use their successes and pitfalls as knowledge of our own. So I'm not going to read you everything, it's quite in depth. And then she always has a connect to whatever card, the Three of Pentacles, and deeper reflection. That's something I really dig about this book. Is that a word we use today, dig? Oh no. So connect to the Three of Pentacles, outsource. Ask your mother-in-law to help with the kids one afternoon. Call your best friend for a spur of the moment favor, or hire the ideal person for a job you've been putting off. This is a thing I know many clients or my friends or even some of my family members struggle with, and that's asking for help. How many times do we think we can do everything on our own? It's a toxic American trait, right? Have you ever heard that saying, pull yourself up by your bootstraps, or I'll help others, but I won't ask for help? What is that? Right? What is that? That's toxic. That's the only word I can think of. Okay. It could be time to ask for additional hands as you juggle the many tasks and requirements asked of you. If you're a business owner, well, this could mean hiring a new social media coordinator or bookkeeper. Girl, I do not own a business like that, trust me. For a new parent, this could be ordering grocery delivery because you just can't today. Yes, new parents need all the help. All the help. Trust that no matter what it is that you need, you're worthy of receiving it. So go ahead and make the call. Yes. So deeper reflection. Write and reflect. How comfortable am I admitting that I don't know everything? Girl, I don't know everything. I don't know half of everything. I probably don't even know a quarter of everything. I have no problem with that one. How often do I seek new knowledge? Constantly. I'm always signing up for new courses, new learnings. That is one thing I will say. I am always trying to learn. What part of me resists being imperfect, wrong, or not self sufficient? Always. How is my independence helping or hindering my growth? So that's something that I need to really think about and well. So answer these questions in whatever context makes most sense to you. And then she has a little bit more. So I love her poem at the beginning. I love her thoughtful questions. I love her deeper meaning, of which there was so much more, but we'll make my video run. But I think you can see why I really kind of love the Inner Tarot book. It's deep, it's reflective, it's poetic. It causes us to really question ourselves, which we all need to do. We need to question, not like question ourselves, what am I doing in this world? Type of questions, like, do I belong here? Type of stuff. But to question ourselves as to the deeper questions of life that contribute to our self growth. If we're not growing, if we're not learning, what are we doing? So, yeah, collaboration, right? Uh, differences of opinion, bringing others in when you need help, admitting you can't do everything because, girl, nobody can do everything. That's what this card embodies, right? We're all in this job together, whatever it is. So, yeah. Again, I just want to highlight this deck. This Might Hurt Tarot. I'm going to put a link down in the description if you want to check out this deck. I'll show you just a few more cards here at random. Let's see, 5 of Wands. Look at those dogs. They be strifing. Page of Pentacles. That's what I heard. Page of Swords. Love it. Knight of Swords. That's what I mean. We got an elderly gentleman or an older gentleman in a wheelchair. How many tarot cards, right? 9 of Swords, a younger person there, but look at that. Right? This is great. 9 of Wands. Diversity, which again, diversity. Queen of Wands. Look at this bitch. Love her. With her cat and always the sunflower. I love that sunflower. It's great, right? Because what else we got here? The sun. Here comes the sun. La, la, la. Here comes the sun. And I say, it's all right. So this deck interests you at all, check it out. Okay. I think this was on the box also. But yeah. So that's my process in the mornings before I get going. Just kind of an energy to embody for today. Collaboration and diversity is mine for today. I'm gonna think about the questions that she offered and get on with my day. Again, if you like the video, click. Give me some ideas on if you've ever thought of a deprivation tank for self-care. If you tried it, if you liked it, if you hated it, let me know. All right. Take care.